You don't see me here often, I have to say, because one, Josh doesn't want me to be here, and I think for a good reason. Um, so yeah, since Josh, aka Yinger Boy, can't make it in time because someone decided to jump in front of a train apparently, and Riz, I don't know. I have been selected as sort of the substitute for the commentating today. Normally I commentate tier 1, but I guess today I commentate both tier 2 and tier 1. So yeah. I know that there can't be any delays. I mean, I literally like went myself into this that I want to commentate. It could have been Alex. It could have been. I mean, to be fair, it's only me, Alex, and Josh, and then Riz who commentate these races now. But still, it is race day for HOR. We're starting with tier 2, as always. First time in a long while for me that I'm starting a new season. Well, actually, the first time that I start a new season with tier 2, I think, or maybe the second time. But anyways, the season starts with a banger, which is called Imola, the Temple of Speed. By the way, my predictions, I have no big clue. I don't know any of these people's paces. Or I mean, sort of. I know Kampa, Gremic. I mean Szczesny, of course. Kukabura, Lucas, Brothers. Yeah, but you know, besides Szczesny, Brothers, and Lucas, and Kukabura, the rest of the people either I've just seen them being in the just looking at the standings, race results that are being posted, or I just haven't seen them at all. But I'd guess the top 3 would be. What the hell was even the champion? Yeah, it was Constela who was the champion. Yeah, I'd guess that it would be Gremic P1, Kampa P2, and Brothers P3. Can have a ban in tier 2 and still driving in tier 1. Yeah, it is like that. But I have seen that there's more people viewing the stream now than actually people in the lobby. Now it's equal, actually. 15-15. But yeah. Okay, there's Chocolate, so there is another contender for the top 3. Let me run down the flipping lineup because I haven't done that. So the official lineup for this season, at least for now, it is in Red Bull. It is supposed to be Kukabura and Razvan. I don't know if Razvan is supposed to be driving. No, Razvan is not supposed to be driving. So for reserve, there is Croc. Mercedes, it is Chocolate and Morrison. They are both in. For Ferrari, it is. Let me zoom in. Nivi and Jatin. I don't know, but Jatin is not driving. So instead of him, there's Robert. And there's only Robert in there. Then in the McLaren, there is Lucas Champion and I Am the One, which both of them are in here, and as well Nivi joined in. Aston Martin Brothers and Aris. Alpine is Campa and Giovanna. In Williams, it is supposed to be Gremic and Ghostface. V-Carb, Hugo Skywalker, and then Nitro. Sauber, it is supposed to be Davison and Chesney, and then Haas, it is supposed to be, I believe it is Uzin. Yeah, Uzin Gigi and Slicks. I think that was his name there. Yeah, Slicks. So that is the official lineup for this season. Probably it is going to be changing. Like by round 3, there's going to be a new driver in a team, in some sort of team. Some driver just can't make the races, or I don't know, he's banned immediately from the server. And yeah, as you can hear, I'm a bit unprepared, but it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, we could talk about last season standings, of course. I guess I'll talk about them. So of course, Consular won the last season by 27 points in front of Gremic. So he's been moved into Tier 1, I think. I think he's been moved to Tier 1. Or am I tripping? Yeah, he's been moved into Tier 1. Just confirming. So yeah, Gremic stays in T2, and as well with, well, not as well with, in Williams. And he's looking to try and get that championship, since he finished last season in the runners-up position, aka P2. By the way, thanks, Josh. That. Chocolate in 3rd, looking as well to try and fight for that championship. He was as well 27 points behind Gremic. He's in the Mercedes, so I mean it is equal, but maybe he has car preference what he wants. But we'll see. Can he as well fight for the championship? The same with Campa, who was only 1 point behind Chocolate and about 28 behind Gremic. And as well, season endings for these drivers. Well, Chocolate, well, actually, Consular had the best season ending, but of course, I'm more about talking about Gremic, Chocolate, and Campa. Chocolate had the best one with 2 podiums. Gremic only had 1 podium and was 3rd. Campa had 1 podium in the last 3 races, I'm talking about. And that was in Abu Dhabi. In the whole season overall for the P2, P3, and P4, Gremic had 2 wins and 3 podiums. Chocolate had 2 wins and 3 podiums. Campa had no wins at all in the season, so just Mr. Consistent, which is proven by the fact that Kookaburra, who is behind him by 9 points, has 2 wins as well and 1 podium, compared to Campa, who has 4 podiums. So that just shows how Campa was consistent. As now I look at it, Campa has finished every single race, and he finished every single race in the points. So that really shows what sort of consistency he was doing last season, compared to Gremic, who had 1 race in Brazil where he didn't score points, and then Chocolate had 3 races where he didn't score, And then Kukabro, who has had 1, 2, 3, 4 races where he didn't score. Then a bit further back down, it is Brothers in 6th with 81 points, 33 behind Kukabro, who had 114. Brothers 81. I've heard that Brothers was a bit... Brothers is quick, somewhat quick, but just has a bit shitty standards, to be honest. He did grab a win, but then after that win in Brazil, he only scored 12 points in the last 5 races. He's got 12 points, so that was pretty disappointing from him. 2 races he missed, yes, but still twice on P7 and then 1 DNF, which still isn't that good. K1 in 7th with 79 points, 2 points behind Brothers. He had 1 podium, but better consistency. Although still he had, he missed 2 races, but if we exclude them, then he scored every single race that he raced last season. He scored points, so that was pretty good from him. Then we have Lucas Champion, who wasn't so active. I think there was some Wi-Fi issues. That's why he was so down. As well, Lucas Champion, I believe season 3 champion, and then in season 7 he was 4th in the standings, 113 points, 24 behind Kukabra and 8 in front of Turbo, if anyone remembers him. Bits of interesting stuff as we ready up. Turbo was a very interesting guy, to say the least, those who know him. So yeah. Now we go into quali, dry quali. I think the race as well. Yeah, interesting is an understatement. He was so, like, in the same day he could have been so up yet so down. In the same day. So that was, yeah, my guy was something different, something else. But yeah, qualifying and the race is supposed to be dry. So yeah, at least from the weather side, nothing should be that, interesting. Shouldn't be automatically be said that it's going to be a very interesting race. Of course, it's going to be a very interesting race around Monza since all the DRS training, but nothing like strategically talking about, like, when are they going to pit? Because literally everyone is going to pit like lap, what, 11, 12, was it? From mediums to hards. So yeah, I don't want a quali ban. What do you mean you don't want a quali ban? Just don't deserve one. Oh, you have a quali ban. I mean, if you have been dirty, then why did you get yourself into those incidents? That's a question that you can ask yourself. Increase your racing standards maybe a bit better and not, do a change. So yeah, back to the track. We have GhostFace, we have Chesney, we have Gremic, we have Kampa, we have Croc, a lot of people coming out now. Gremic, I said, Oozing, Robert, Giovanna, Nivi, Croc already said, Lucas Champion, Morrison as well. We have Rupsi as well in here. Okay, every other race too. That, yeah, pretty much that as well. Okay, I need to get... Oh, oozing is out. That... Okay, that's it. Okay, that's one way to start the season. Porpoising at its finest. But yeah, let's go with Chesney, I guess, on a flying lap. Hopefully he doesn't get... well, he's not going to get impeded by the car in front. Taking a bit too much of the turn 1. Don't want to really cut that turn 1 too much. Turn 2, decent. At least he didn't take the sausage curb. Turn 3, Curva Grande. And then into the another chicane that I don't remember. 26.355 by Chesney. Good line. Good line through there. Somehow did not bounce off that sausage curb into turn 5. First Lesmo. Good. Could have taken a bit more speed and all that. Second Lesmo. As well, good. By good, I mean he did not invalidate or make a mistake, a clear mistake. Of course, you need to think that this is T2. 52.800 through sector 2. Ascari was decent. And now Chesney does get a lovely slipstream from a Mercedes in front, which was Chocolate. It wasn't that much, but still good. Behind him is a Williams of... Is that GhostFace? No, that is Gremic behind him. So Gremic is getting a lovely slipstream from him as well throughout the whole lap. And as I expected, Gremic is on provisional pole position with 19.209. His teammate GhostFace goes P2 19.443. Robert third in 19.747. Chesney... now, at the moment, last in 4th, 19.829. By the way, there's 20 people, equal amount to people that are actually driving, so pretty impressive. T2 is getting so many people, Jesus Christ. Kampa goes, at the moment, provisional pole position, 19.171. Nivi goes 4th, 19.537. Then behind we have Croc. No, that's not Croc. That is Kookaburra crossing the line. And he goes 5th, 19.682. McLaren behind. Lucas Champion goes P8, 19.833. Mercedes behind. That is Morrison goes slowest overall, 120.316. Then the one goes 9th, 19.936. 110th behind his teammate Lucas Champion. Then... I think that's gonna be Gremic on an in-lap. Yes, that is on an in-lap. Then probably Ollie's the first one to be on a lap. No, he isn't, since he's invalidated. Yeah, Chocolate right behind him, who has invalidated as well. Ropsy is about to start a lap. Behind him is a Ferrari, but that's in-lap. Gias as well invalidated. Chuck... well, he hasn't invalidated, but he's not pushing on a lap. At least, well, I mean, not using ERS by that means. I'm assuming Ollie and Chocolate have started their second flying laps in a row, as Chocolate has spun on the exit out of turn 2 and damaged his front wing as well. Probably, I would assume, bit of grass on the exit out of turn 2, I would assume. That's what caused him to lose it, but of course could be just basically losing it yourself, not by any sort of grass or gravel. I mean, if you go on the gravel, then the hell you're doing. Ollie, second sector, 53.552. Not that good, as seen validates through Ascari, going way too deep through the first part, or going into the second part of Ascari, and unfortunately invalidated for him. Croc now has the slowest time, although he's improving, of course, with the use of ERS on this lap. 4.7 seconds faster through the first sector. Of course, could have been some sort of mistake on the lap, which why he didn't. He wasn't using any sort of ERS, but 54.874 through the second sector is a bit not that good. even for Tier 2 standards, I have to say. But let's go with Croc still throughout the lap, through Parabolica, the exit of it, and then just run down to the finish line. It's going to be a 1:22.383. That is 2 seconds slower than the next slowest time. That's not looking good for Croc at all. The gap, as Morrison goes third, 19.316. The gap between Croc and now Giovanni is larger than what from Giovanni to Campa is. And the gap from Campa to Giovanni is 1 second. From Croc to Giovanni is 2.2 seconds. So you can even double the gap between Campa and Giovanni, and Giovanni would be still in P11 at the moment. AK faster than Croc. Yeah, Ali's... Okay, Ali now couldn't be in front of Croc, even if you double it. Ali goes 12th, 120.615 by the Sauber. Then Szczesny has started his second flying lap. Behind Gias is starting his flying lap. The same behind with the two Williamses, Gremic and GhostFace. It looks like a very good lineup for the Williamses, at least with the first flying laps of the first quali of the season. In terms of quali pace, it looks very good around Monza, and for the rest of the season, it looks very good. As behind, we have an Alpine. Is that two Alpines actually there, doing Alpine stuff? Yes, it seems like it. Prados, of course, retiring as he has a quali ban. Szczesny, let's look at him. He's down his time to the first sector by 1.5 tenths. Doesn't get it impeded by his teammate. Second sector still not improving. Found a bit of oversteer through, and he goes on to gravel, cuts the last part of Ascari, and that's a lap ruined from him. 23 people watching. Okay, I don't know. Okay. That's I did not expect this from Tier 2, I must say. I don't know if this is the normal amount of people, but it's okay. GhostFace has invalid his time. Gremic is down his time to the second sector by a tenth, and he has abandoned his lap on the exit out of the final corner. So both the Williamses stay with the same amount of people, with the same amount of times, I mean. Yellows on the Lesmo, I think that was just slow-moving McLaren. Another McLaren is starting their flying lap. That is Lucas Champion is starting their lap. Seems like another lap. Behind, is that Croc starting a lap? No, that isn't. That is a Red Bull. Kookaburra, for crying out loud, going into the pits. Then, is that going to be Chocolade on a lap? It seems like he is. He still hasn't set one. So it would be very good for him to set one on the board, so that on the final flying laps wouldn't have that one lap pressure that no one likes unless you're immune to pressure. Chocolate is going to cross the line, and he should be somewhat high, and he goes P6, 19.483, 400s behind GhostFace, and not that far from Campa. Not that, I mean, it is 3 tenths, but for P7 now, which Nivi goes... which Nivi goes third, 19.255. It isn't that bad. Giovanni now goes to P8, 19.646. Okay, now I can go through. So yeah, very good from Nivi and Giovanni at the moment. Lucas Champion is up on his time by 4 tenths, over 4 tenths. Through second sector, third sector. Did he find more time? No, he didn't. He lost a bit of time, and he's 2 thousandths behind GhostFace. 19.445 for Lucas. There are 3 drivers within 15 thousandths of a second. Robert with 4.30, GhostFace 4.43, and Lucas Champion with 4.45. Then, of course, you could include Chocolate in there within like half a tenth, with Chocolate 4.83. Behind Chocolate, there is the one. Is he on a lap? I mean, he hasn't invalidated, so I think he is. He's getting good slipstream from Chocolate, and can he go up there? Yes, he can go up there. P4 19.308 by the one. A very good time from him, and hopefully, I mean, he can be close for the provisional pole position. He is just outside of that 1/10th. So yeah, it is very close. I mean, it is expected around Monza with equal cars, of course. Behind Ropsy, not on a lap, at least for now. Ali, 20%, Jesus Christ, with that time. To be fair, with 20% on your softs, okay, yeah, you can easily improve a lot, I think. Croc has thankfully improved his time to somewhat more acceptable time, not 1.5 seconds behind the next slowest car. Still lost though, but still, now he's only a 10th behind Ali, 20.728 for Croc. Skywalker is still yet to do a lap. I'll probably just call him Hugo. Gremic is up on his time by 2/10 through the first sector. Second sector, can he get or keep up that half a second from Gremic through the second sector? Now Ascari a bit looks a bit slow-ish. I mean, the line wasn't as like smooth, I'd say, but that just looks, I'd say. Gremic, can he find what time? That was some speed scraped on the exit out of the parabolic car. Can he still go provisional position? Yes, he can, but he reduced the half a second gain to only 400. He lost half a second through the third sector alone. Ooh la la! I mean, he's 3,000 in front of Camper, and he is on provisional pole position. But that was some disastrous third sector by Kremik. There's a disastrous third sector by Kremik. I mean, Jesus. Lightning. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna go into that, but yeah, they do use a lot of ERS on the first parts. Robert is looking like he's on a lap. He's using his ERS though. That's a question. He's on a hot lap. He has a lot of ERS for the third sector. He's not using the ERS that much because he's going into the pits. Okay. Gias, is he on lap? I mean, it doesn't... No, he's not on a lap. So I guess we have, at the moment, no one on a lap. 3 minutes to go in this qualifying. No one on a lap. Ollie's... I mean, it could be Gias as well on the furthest one. What do you mean 1.5 tenths? He was half a second. Swear to God, he was half a second. I mean, yeah, half a second. He lost half a second through the third sector. I mean, first and second sectors cook, but third, Jesus. Session times say different. The fuck? In session? What do you mean they say different? What? Huh? Ah. Why are you confusing me, man? So, I guess he didn't want to do it with anyone else than Josh. I'm assuming, I don't know. Lovely. Yeah, I can see it even myself on the flippin' phone. Yeah, it is a bit dying. There's a bit more delay now. Yeah, I can even see it myself now. But yeah, Ali is up on his time by half a second through the second sector. Hopefully he can gain a bit more time. Okay, if you just I think if you just restart the stream like on your device, then it's less delayed. Ali improves on his time by 7/10, and he goes up to P13, 19.920. So good improvement, but unfortunately it's only for P13. Now we're getting into the section where almost everyone is on their flying laps, and I will be completely lost, unfortunately. So it is going to be what it will. Lucas, though, I think he was improving through the first sector by, I think, 2/10. I think that was very quick change from Lucas Champion to someone else. But let's see, second sector, how much he's improving. Still 2/10, at least 2/10 now. So yeah, with those 2/10, he will be up close for the pole position. Gremic is the last one to start a flying lap. So the pole position fight is going to be going for the final seconds, or to the final driver. Lucas, can he go somehow provisional pole position on his return? Can he go provisional pole position? Yes, he can. 18.977, half a second of him improvement. First time into the 18s. Lucas Champion on provisional pole position, but there's still a lot more people on their flying laps. Slick doesn't improve, only 14th behind. Ali is, well, of course, crossing the line as he's on an in-lap. Szczesny done with this time. Then in front, Kampa, can he go provisional pole position? He has a whole slipstream from his teammates. No, he can't. Morrison goes provisional pole position, 18.873, 10th in front of champion. Gremic is improving. He is invalidated. Gremic is done with his qualifying. He has binned it. He has binned an 18 point. He has binned a provisional pole position. Nevi goes fourth, 19.149. The one, can he go up there too? Robert 7th, 19.391. The one stays 6th behind anyone else. Gios, can he go further up? Yes, he can. 12th, 19.690. Crocker goes into the pits. Skywalker, he's done with this qualifying, but I guess just set a time so that you're not lost. But it says Morrison on a pole position here in Monza, a 10th in front of Lucas Champion. A bit of an unexpected front row for the race. I would have fully expected Gremic to be there, but Gremic, Morrison got fucked on toe. He was right behind Kampa, so yeah, he had the same amount of toe as Kampa, yet Kampa couldn't do that much. So yeah, Morrison on pole position, champion P2, Kampa P3, Nivi P4, Gremic P5. Unfortunate for him. He had the pace, but unfortunately he just decided to bin the third sector, and then unfortunately the last lap just The 1-6, Robert 7th, GhostFace 8th, Chocolate 9th, Kookabrad 10th, Giovanni 11th, Giaz 12th, Szczesny 13th, Ali 14th, Ropsy 15th, Slick 16th, Croc 17th, Hugo 18th, and then Brothers and Oozing. No time. Brothers, of course, had Qualiban, and Oozing decided to, I guess, take himself out. I'm assuming that he got that he just took himself out, or I don't know, but we'll see in the reports, I guess. But okay, now for the first race of the season, 10 race season, I believe it was. Let's see. The first lap, first corners are gonna be interesting. It is gonna be a huge understatement in here. We could see maybe someone going in the gravel, or maybe even before turn 1 we might even see any incidents. Hopefully we don't, but let's see. Of course, Brothers is hoping for a massive pile-up into turn 1, and he just takes the lead. But there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights as we get lights out, and away we go here in the Italian Grand Prix. Morrison doesn't get a good start whatsoever. Champion is already side by side with him, but Morrison gets more of a better in the second part of the start. Morrison a bit of trouble going into turn 1. Champion around the outside gets the move done, and Morrison a bit of contact with Nevi. Nevi up into P2. Morrison dropping down a few places, dropping down to P4, and now he is side by side with Ghostface. Gremlin as well losing a bit of positions as well Slick. Champion is still in first, in front of Nevi. Morrison dropping down. Paul Sitter is dropping down. He's down in 18th, 19th, maybe even last. From P1 down to last officially, and as there's a Sauber sideways through Lesmo, there's Skywalker losing plenty of positions. Champion as well losing a lot of positions. He was just up there in the lead. The two front runners, the two on the front row, are now in the back of the pack. If it wasn't for Szczesny spinning, they would have gone from P1, P2 to being P1 and P2 last, as Giovanni is now spun and crashed out on the exit out of Yaskari, and that brings out a VSC out. What the hell has happened on this first lap? How the hell has Morrison and Lucas Champion ended up down in 18th and 17th out of nowhere? Like, Morrison probably got spun around by someone through the second chicane, but how did Champion lose positions, I want to ask? Brad is in the pits, probably front wing change. Yes, that is a front wing change, but what a... from hero to zeros from both of them. Of course, if it depends, was it their first... was it their faults or not? They have gone from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows in the matter of a lap. From leading the Grand Prix both to now almost being lost both. And somehow Nevi is leading the race from 4th position. Kampa in P2, Ghostface in 3rd from 8th, Kookaburra from 9th up into 4th, Ollie from 14th up into 8th, Ropsy from 15th up into 10th, Gremic from P5 down to P11 as well. So he lost loads of positions. Oozing and... Jesus flipping Christ. Under a VSC, we've got a crash between Hugo and Oozing. Gremic is losing positions again. Szczesny has a drive-through penalty, I think, as well as Gias, as there's someone in... might have been into a wall there. What the... I'm so lost in here. Gias is... well, he has a 10-second time penalty. Lucas is going into the pits. Morse... what is happening in this race? I'm so lost. Gias retires in the pits. Kampa now has taken the lead at the Grand Prix. Probably a DRS overtake. Skywalker 10-second and retirement. So already 3 laps and 3 retirements, and 2 of those retirements are VCarb. So VCarb absolutely sublime start to the season. This is absolutely dominating and all that, just the wrong way. They're dominating the Deconstructors championship, or retirement championship, not the actual points championship. Campa's still leading. Yeah. Campa's still leading in front of Nevi, in front of Ghostface, in front of Kookaburra, in front of the Warners. There is Nevi going for the overtake on Kampa. Kampa letting Nevi through. It seems like it. Of course, you want the DRS onto the main straight. Start-finish straight. Kampa going a bit wide. Ghostface has a run on him. He's side by side with him on the exit of the parabolic car. Now, Kampa and Ghostface will probably try and both overtake Nevi, but can Nevi use a lot of his DRS to stay in front of both of them? Ghostface doesn't have the run, and so Nevi is in front of both of them. And actually, Kookaburra is trying... well, he's in front of Kampa. Kampa now has to defend from the one, but the one is behind him on the exit out of turn 2. So Kampa has lost 2 positions. Even though he had the DRS, he has lost 2 positions because of that poor exit out of the parabolic car. Now the one sending it down inside, or at least thought about sending it. Maybe it was as well a fake to send it down inside, maybe hoping that Kampa it scares him off and he goes wide, locks up. But unfortunately it did not work for him, and now the one has to watch out from behind from a Ferrari. By the way, this is looking absolutely wonderful for the prancing horses. One is leading the Grand Prix, one is in 6th position, so for the Ferraris, it is looking absolutely mint in this race. But of course, the race is very, very long. There's so many different scenarios that can end up in this race with all the DRS training and all that. This DRS training that we are following now drops down to P7, where Chocolate is the last one. Morrison has overtaken Slicks. He's trying to regain all those positions that he has lost. GhostFace in the meantime overtakes Nevi. Is there going to be anyone else overtaking him? There's Kookaburra, Campa as well trying. The one as well sort of getting blocked by all three of them. GhostFace leading. Kookaburra in 2nd, Campa trying to overtake Nevi. Nevi tries to still sort of get that 3rd back, but unfortunately drops 3 positions in a space of, well, pretty much 2 corners and 1 massive straight. Chocolate in front of the 1 as well. Robert has dropped a lot of time and 2 positions. He's down in 7th all of a sudden. Lucas into the pits. Hopefully he doesn't retire, because with T2 there can't be anything, as Kookaburra has spinned it on the exit out of 2nd Lesmo. Damaged front wing for him in the gravel now on the outside part of the Lesmo, and a good race for Kookaburra has turned into an Ulster. What has happened to him? Campa now takes the lead the Grand Prix, but of course he's gonna maybe lose a lot of time as Chocolate tries to overtake GhostFace into the Parabolica. Both of them have pretty decent exits actually, so Campa might be eaten by both of them. It depends if Chocolate can get the move. Campa tries to sort of defend. The one is overtaking everyone out of nowhere, trying to get that P2 on Campa as well. And can he get that P2? No, he can't. Maybe he can. No, he can't really. He can't do it cleanly. He didn't get it cleanly, and he isn't even in P3. He pushed out Campa of the circuit. Campa lost out from P1 down to P5 because of that. Of course, very furious Campa is gonna be because of that. But yeah, Robert is now back in this. The same as Ollie is back in this. Well, actually, Ollie was never in this train, but he's in this train because of all that chaos. Robert is back in this chaos. Campa trying to overtake Nevi, and he has overtaken Nevi successfully. Yes, he has overtaken Nevi successfully into Ascari. In front, the one, Chocolate and Ghostface are leading this whole pack. Chocolate goes for the lead of the Grand Prix just before the Parabolica. Ghostface was trying to save a bit of VRS. Both of them have pretty much similar amount of VRS. The one has a bit less than the two of them in front. He's gonna try to maybe go for the overtake on Chocolate behind Slick, overtaking Gremic. Ghostface overtaking Chocolate. Yes, he will overtake Chocolate. Actually, he doesn't yet. Chocolate around the outside. Ghostface will try to hang it around the outside on the exit of turn 2. Chocolate does get a better exit on the inside, and Chocolate is in the lead, but the one tries to get a good exit with the ERS, and the one could be leading this Grand Prix. Yes, he has. Yes, he is leading this Grand Prix. A new race leader in this Grand Prix. The one takes the lead of the Grand Prix from Chocolate. A great exit out of turn 2. Well, as well, he used a lot of his ERS, which now will be a disadvantage for him because he doesn't have any sort of good amount of the ERS and no DRS as well. In the meantime, in the back, Robert has problems. Spawn and down to P12. The one gets overtaken by Chocolate. Yes, he does, into Ascari. Now he needs to watch out from Ghostface and Nevi. Ollie is as well in here, so the top 6 are in this DRS train. Ollie tries to go for the overtake on Ollie. Maybe Nevi as well, double overtake just before the Parabolica, and he does get the overtake done. Ollie, what a move from him. Of course, he has a 3-second, but like I said, the race is long as we start lap 8 out of 27. The one, does he go for the overtake? He has no ERS whatsoever. He's trying to regain some of that ERS. Ghostface, does he go for the overtake on the one? Not yet, it seems like it's Chocolate doesn't hang it around the outside. Ghostface might be overtaken by Nevi, maybe even by Ollie as well. But does he get overtaken by Nevi? Yes, he does get overtaken by Nevi. Ollie doesn't yet. By Ollie, he doesn't yet. So yeah, GhostFace is behind Nevi. Nevi as well trying to regain some of his ERS back. He has still 50%. Kampa is just trying to survive this. Of course, he knows how much survival in this tier is key. Well, I hope he knows how much survival is key in this league. In this tier as well. So he just needs to survive this train. And he should be good. The one gets overtaken by Chocolate yet another time. Basically a deja vu from last lap. Now Nevi is quite close behind the one. Chocolate is a bit more in front. Chocolate has as well 100%. The one has only 40%. Nevi has 60, 50, close to 60, 40% and 60%. So Chocolate is in the best scenario in here. The one goes for the overtake on Chocolate and he does get him, as well as Nevi goes for the overtake and Chocolate gets double overtaken by Nevi and the one drops down to third. Behind Morsin overtakes Gremic. Morsin back, somewhat back into good positions. Of course, he is still far from the top 6. And especially that P1 from where he started. Of course, when you lose the DRS, it is very, very hard to get it back. As in front, Nevi spun into the second chicane. And what is happening in here? That is Chocolate and GhostFace into the wall on the exit out of the chicane just before the first Lesmo. What the hell has happened? The one is 3 seconds in front of Ollie. What the hell has happened? I just go away from this group for like a couple of 20 seconds and already chaos has happened. GhostFace and Chocolate goes side by side once again. GhostFace has broken front wing, both of them contact and one of them is almost sent into a wall. GhostFace almost takes out Slick as he came back onto the circuit. Gremic overtakes Chocolate. Morsin and Gremic up into P5 and P6, taking the full advantage out of all this chaos. Chocolate, does he have damage? Yes, he does have damage onto his car, but he wants to keep up. Gremic as well has broken front wing. GhostFace has broken front wing and he decides to go into the pits. Gremic overtakes Morrison on the inside and he does keep it. As of right now, he did get a bit of a nudge from Morrison, but stays in 5th. Slick tries to overtake Chocolate and he did get him, although Chocolate might get him back on the second chicane. No, he doesn't. But yeah, Morrison and Gremic back up to P5 and P6, back up to the normal positions, and he's dropped it. And he's dropped down back to P9. Morrison. Chocolate up to P7. Slick up into P6. He started from quite far down. He started 16th. He's up into 10th. What? He started 16th. He's up into 6th. Ollie started 14th. He's up to 3rd. So both of them are having great races. Oozing as well from last. He's up into 9th. So they've been taking full advantages out of all the shambles that has been happening. And the gap between Kampa and the one has already reduced from 3 seconds down to 2.4. Kampa goes into the pits, the first one to go for a scheduled pit stop. Chocolate as well goes into the pits. I want to see if he changes his front wing or not. I just want to see this. Does he change it? Yes, he does change his front wing, and of course goes to the hearts. Kampa going for the undercut on the one. Undercut, of course, is massive on this game. Chesney gets a 10 seconds for speeding in the pits, unfortunately. Gremic sort of looking for Slick. Slick having an amazing race from, where was it? 17th? 16th? 16th. He's up to 4th. Oozing as well from last up to 7th. And at the moment, he would be 6th because Robert has a penalty. Ollie has to think about his penalty as well. At the moment, it's not going to be costing him too much, thankfully. what it compared to what it could have been. Of course, at the moment he would be just outside of that podium, but still not that bad, losing 2 positions compared to like 6, because behind you there's shit ton of cars. The one, does he go into the pits? Yes, he does go into the pits. Ollie, does he go? Yes, he does. Nevi, yes, he does. Slick, of course, stays out. Gremic into the pits. Robert as well. Oozing stays out, of course. Gremic gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Even more of a disastrous race for him. For the... was it Camper was second, or was it Gremic was second? In the standings last season. Anyways, Gremic, awful race. Advent Camper, massive under flipping that, and does get the one on the undercuts. In the meantime, Szczesny has crashed out on the exit out of the Ascari. I forgot the name. Undercuts, huge undercuts made by Camper, and he does get the one from that undercut. And now Campa is our new net race leader in this race. By the way, that safety car, if Szczesny would have actually caused a safety car, even a virtual one, that would have lasted for quite a long time. That could have been an absolute masterclass from the 2 horses. Because the 2 horses need a safety car right now. They need the safety car right now. The mediums will last. From this point, they will lose. Of course, on the safety car, then the couple of laps, the wear isn't that big. GhostFace overtakes Ropsy, and pretty much at this point it will be lap 16, when the safety car restarts, or the lap that they start will be lap 16, and so it will be a normal stint for those mediums, as the one overtakes Campa, but it's pretty easy DRS overtake. The same with Nevi on Ali. Brothers will be a bit blocking Gremic and Morrison, but of course he's not lapped. He is racing. He is entitled to race, these two, even if Gremic and Morrison will be saying after the race, why are you racing on these old tires? I mean, he's entitled to, of course. Maybe his race was a bit boring or something like that, underwhelming, then at least he's gonna have some bit of fun, but he run out wide of the second chicane, and Gremic easy overtake on Brothers between Morrison and Gremic. Morrison looking behind Brothers to overtake, just can't do it yet. Now with the DRS and ERS, will he do it now? No, he won't. Brothers is defending, and Brothers goes for the overtake on Gremic into the Ascari. So he's back up to his P7 that he lost it. Was looking like he was actually losing it. That he was going to lose it on the exit out of the Ascari, or through Ascari, but now Morrison and Gremic goes, well, they went side by side on the exit out of the Ascari going into Parabolica, but now it should be an easy overtake for both Morrison and Gremic. Both of them have the DRS. They can use the ERS as well if they want, but apparently Brothers has like flipping 0-0 wings and damaged front wing. Actually, no, he had the DRS somehow. Have I missed something? How the hell did he have the DRS? I thought Gremic and Morrison were confidently behind Brothers. Well, anyways, Brothers is still in front of Gremic and Morrison, so bit more fun in this segment. Champion gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pits. I mean, he's lost 16, so yeah, and there he goes. Champion has retired, and Gremic gets a 3-second as well. Was that the first one or was that the second one? Wrong way. First one, but he had a 10-second already, so Gremic apparently goes for the overtake on Brothers. Morrison was as well. Think about it, he tries to look for a send through Ascari. That is going to lose some time. Brothers to Gremic. Of course, this is benefiting Gremic. Morrison right behind Brothers. Brothers, of course, has the DRS on Gremic. And so that could be an easy pass, although he gets him on the exit out of the Parabolica. Now, does he keep it? with the DRS and maybe the ERS usage as well. No, he doesn't keep it for now. Does Brothers goes for the overtake on Gremic? Does he have the run? No, he doesn't unless he sends it. No, he doesn't even send it. So Brothers in between Gremic and Morsin. Good news for Gremic, of course, since he needs to open that gap behind him, so that well, at the moment he would drop down to 13th if his 10 seconds would be as well counted. The two horses just switching places, just doing their normal stuff. They'll be quite far down, the two horses, to outside of the top 10 definitely. But yeah, Morrison gets overtaken by Robert now. Robert somehow regaining his pace and regaining the ability to not spin, I guess. For now, at least. Hopefully I didn't jinx it, and he's gonna spin it on the exit of the Ascari. He didn't. Thankfully, almost Brothers binned it though. Almost we had a crash there, and 3 wide going into the Parabolica. Brothers backs out of it. Morrison sends it, and there was contact between Morrison and Robert. Robert gets a 3 seconds from going off the circuit. That part, I think that was on him, but anyways, Brothers, can he go for the double overtake on both of them and still be in front of them? Yes, he can go for the double overtake. Still, Brothers is somehow in front of Morrison. Needs this a lot. Morrison now tries to go for the around the outside of the Curva Grande. Don't do that, don't do that, don't please. Okay, Brothers and Morrison. Morrison almost lost it on the exit out of the second chicane, but a good recovery. Now Robert is inside of him. Okay, but Morrison is back to his normal. He's not a ghost. And now Morrison tries to go for the overtake on Brothers. Brothers has apparently very low wings. It seems like it. Robert just uses a push to pass technique, was already fed up with him, I guess, and so that's one way to overtake. Of course, you're gonna get a penalty, but that's one way to overtake, of course. Oozing into the pit. Yeah, me neither. Yeah, and of course for the mediums, Slick already pitted earlier, and he exited into P11 or somewhere around there. So my prediction was right. He exits out in P10 just in front of his teammate, although his teammate might get overtaken by GhostFace. On the inside, GhostFace, but Slick did not leave space, and there they go into the gravel. As well, the contact model played a part in that, but unfortunately, Slick and GhostFace into the gravel trap, and the GhostFace race goes even worse. Slick, who had honestly, if not that contact, then he would have had a great potential for a great result from very far down, of course. Kampa and the one, they're still P1 and P2 in front of Nivi. The way that they are still further from Nivi than 1 second, but Nivi has caught up to the one and Kampa, I believe. In the recent laps. Morrison now is fighting with Gremic and Robert. Robert sending it an outrageous one through Parabolica, trying to go for the double overtake. 3-1 on the exit out of the Parabolica. Just don't get sandwiched, please. Don't get sandwiched, Morrison. Gremic, of course, no DRS. Robert gets himself up into P5. Morrison. That was close with Morrison and Gremic, and now let's see. Morrison is still behind Gremic. As of right now, Gremic has a bit more ERS at the moment, so Morrison can't really go for the overtake, but maybe with the slipstream. Can he get the slipstream to work? No, he can't, so he's gonna stay in P7, of course. The two in front of him have penalties. So Robert has 6 seconds, and Gremic has 13, so he just needs to stay with Gremic and Robert. More important, I think, well, with Robert and Gremic, and he's going to be golden. Gremic gets a very bad exit out of the second Lesmo, and now Morrison gets the overtake on Gremic. Can you 2, Alex and Pizza, just stop arguing about the flipping Verstappen and Hamilton. Just leave that alone, for crying out loud. It's not 2021 or 2022, it's 2025 now. So, and as well, y'all two are blocking my my screen a bit, aka the track map. Kampa gets the one, of course, with the DRS. Overtake Nevi, the same with Ali. Morrison, is he gonna get Robert? I don't think so. No, Robert as well has way more ERS. Gremic is still fighting his car, fighting for any sort of positions with that damaged front wing. Oozing gets the overtake on Chocolate. GhostFace retiring in the pits. Had a 10-second as well for speeding in the pits. So, yet another DNF from the race. We've had our P2 DNF and P9, I believe that was. P9 Ghostface. P8. That was P8 that Ghostface was on. Yeah, that's what I like, Chesney. That is right. The one gets a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately, and pretty much ruins his chances for winning the Grand Prix. As of right now, Ali has lost a tremendous amount of time to Nevi as well, getting a 3-second time penalty. Now it has 6 seconds, so technically now Morrison has a chance to get himself up into 4th position if he and Robert just catch up to Ali, or keep this gap between Robert and Ali in there, about 6 seconds. Morrison, does it get the overtake on Robert? Just about. He does get the overtake. It seems like Morrison has absolutely no straight line speed on his car. Like, he has like, I don't know, 13, 12 on his wings as he just casually just takes the grass for some reason. Yeah, Oozing could really cook because he has no penalties and has way fresher tires than all the drivers in front. So he could really, really cook in this race. He could. I'm gonna throw a crazy prediction. He's getting a podium in this race, just because of all the penalties and just a bit of fun with the crazy predictions. Nevi now, since he doesn't have the DRS partner with him, it seems like he's gonna be stuck with P3. I think the one and Kampa are gonna run away as well from him. So even if the one has 3 seconds, I think Nevi at this moment he's gonna have to settle for 3rd. In front, of course, Kampa getting overtaken by the one. Behind Morse, no. Robert could overtake Morrison. Morrison is harvesting his ERS as well, has low amount of ERS, and Robert gets an easy overtake on him. The one gets overtaken by Kampa on the exit out of turn 1 and 2. This is helping Nevi, of course, massively, but again, just not enough. It's 1.4 seconds, but of course, if the one and Kampa would fight a bit more through the section, then would help. Or if the one would lose just mass amount of time, the gap is close to 1 second, and Nevi is now within that 1 second. And on the DRS detection point, he is within that 1 second. He was even within the 9/10ths, so he is back in the game for the race win. He just needs to now just keep that gap within that one second. It's not going to be easy, but he has a chance. Just go good as Ascari, and he should be good, but he didn't do that good. And Ascari, the one, of course, has the DRS slipstream. Nevi is not catching Kampa. Oh, now he has it. I think now he's gonna have the DRS on Kampa now. So Nevi is still in the game for the race win. Yes, he has the DRS. Kampa easy overtake on the one, and Nevi is gonna catch the one a bit on the straight, but the gap is just outside of that 1 second now. Maybe catch up to the one on this braking zone. Yes, he did catch up a bit. Now on the exit, seems like he's lost it a bit. Robert and Morrison still fighting for that P5. Behind Gremic, Chocolate and Oozing right behind them. Oozing just isn't using his tires to the full potential. I feel like he's still behind Chocolate and Gremic. Of course, it's a bit hard for him to overtake as he's in a DRS train, as Chocolate and Gremic go side by side, and they somehow made it alive out of that. There's almost 3 wide going into the first. Lesmo in front, Ollie Morrison and Robert Oozing gets disconnected from the race, so his chances of getting that potential podium are absolutely dead. And even P4, he could have gotten P4, but unfortunately yeah, that gets thrown in the bin. Probably nothing his fault. 99.999% chance. Yeah. Morrison might get fucked a bit here as Robert. Oh my goodness me, so close. Robert goes for the overtake on Morrison and Ollie. Somehow he's made the overtake, but now I don't think he will have the DRS. Behind Chocolate and Ollie into the wall. Both of them into the wall. Ollie probably fronting damage. Chocolate definitely fronting damage. Ollie, I think he has fronting damage. Yes, he has fronting damage, but what the hell was that between them two? Robert Morrison and Gremic. Gremic and Morrison are still fighting for that P5. Robert is getting away from them too. They need to stop fighting. These two, Morrison and Gremic, have been fighting pretty much all race, and Morrison in front, but he's not gonna have the great line, and Morrison is outside of that 1 second now. At this point, is Morrison gonna catch up to that 1 second? No, he isn't at this point. It was close, but I don't think he got it. No, he didn't. Morrison is outside of that 1 second, so he has to deal with it. In front, the one is in front of Kampa, in front of Nevi. And this is very good for Kampa as of right now, because he has a DRS, and he can just use that DRS to just be in front of Kampa, be in front of himself, be in front of Nevi, and yeah, just defend Nevi with that DRS, unless Nevi would just use all of his ERS or send an outrageous one into turn 1 or maybe into turn 4. Ollie goes into the pits. Chocolate, oh yeah, he's already been into the pits, so okay. Ollie into the pits, like I said. Slick back up to the point scoring positions. Oozing back in the car, but unfortunately I think he's gonna have to settle for 7th. Yellow's behind, that's Ollie retiring. Behind, well, technically in front of them. Oh yeah, more in front. Morrison still doesn't have that DRS on Roberts. Now maybe? I think he has it now. It was very, very close. Does he have it now? Yes, he does have it. So he's back in the DRS, and this is very bad news for Gremic, because he's not going to gain any sort of time on Morrison on the straight. Well, of course, it depends if Morrison has flipping 50-50 wings. I mean, he doesn't, but you get the point. Now you said it, Alex. At the moment, I'm not getting it. So maybe it was earlier, but I didn't get it. But anyways, in front, Nevi is very close behind Kampa. Kampa doesn't want to overtake the one. Nevi sort of looked like he didn't want to overtake Kampa neither. But I think Kampa just got very lucky that... okay. Nevi is very close behind Kampa. He's maybe gonna send it an outrageous one down inside. No, he doesn't. Kampa goes tiny bit wide. So yeah, Kampa, I think, just got very lucky in, with the fact that Nevi as well was going left, and all the things that happened. I think he just got very lucky there into turn 1. So yeah, behind Morrison is right behind Robert, but I don't think he's gonna be overtaking him until the start of the final lap. Uzin got taken by Brothers, but of course Brothers has penalties, 9 seconds of them, so he doesn't really need to overtake him. But back up to the first battle for the first position. The one still in the lead, but we're more focusing on Nivi and Kampa. Nivi trying to go for the overtake on Kampa. He is trying to use all of his ERS now, but Kampa has to defend. And which way is it gonna go? There was 3 wide, but now it's 2 wide between Nivi and Kampa. Nivi around the outside, Kampa on the inside. Both of them go a bit slow into turn 1. And on the exit of turn 1... Thanks, EA. Thanks. It's funny as well that the stream did not die. It's the flipping... It's this flipping fucking game. It's this fucking game. It's this fucking game. As always. It just disconnected me. I did... Like, the stream did not die. Like, the stream... If the stream did not die, then it's just the game. That's just... Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's the whole lobby. Because it would have been all flipping, all sort of glitched. But I don't understand. Like... I mean, as well, you could say that my internet has been a bit dodgy-ish. But it's not like it's that bad. Okay, flipping go. Fuck off again, Monza, where the fucking game disconnects me on the fucking final laps. It's happened to me again. On the epic as well, final laps. Which is fucking annoying as well. Okay, last lap. And Kampa is leading. Unfortunately, we didn't see this thing. But yeah, Kampa is still leading. Nivi did not get Kampa. But now there's the second ERS. But Nivi is not using his ERS at all. Kampa is in front to go for his first win of the season. And start this season as a race winner and as a championship leader. Of course, now Nivi tries something into the final corner, but he's not gonna do it. And so into the final corner, Kampa exits out of the final Parabolica and crosses the line to win the Italian Grand Prix, takes the championship lead and starts the season as a race winner. The one somehow P2. Okay, Nivi has got a glitch. So Nivi P2, the one P3, Morrison P4, Robert P5, Gremic P6, Uzin P7, Gremic drops down to P7, Brothers P8, Ropsy P9, Chocolate rounds off the top 10, and then it's Croc and Kookaburra rounding off the whole field, and then it's Slick, Ollie, GhostFace, Lucas, Chesney, Gias, Hugo, and Giovanni, who round off the grid. Hopefully they'll round it off, yeah. So yeah, yeah, Nivi got a glitch, so he's gonna get that P2 reinstated, unless I don't flipping know, he's got a he got a 2-minute penalty from a butt crack. I don't know. Driver of the day. I mean, Uzin had a great chance of. My Mars is over my head. What the fuck? But yeah, Uzin had a great chance of getting a very good result from P20, but unfortunately, or a better result, but unfortunately, a disconnection disallowed that. Kampa, like I said, winner of the Italian Grand Prix and start the season as a championship leader and a race winner. The one, very good race. Unfortunately, with that 3-second time penalty, he could have possibly fought for the race win as well, but with that 3-second, of course, those final laps, he knew that it was done. P3 was the best thing that he could have done. Morrison, A good recovery from a disastrous lap 1 from him to be from P1 down to P20 so quickly, but then thankfully got himself back up to P3. Nevi, P2, a good race on his debut, a good race for Ferrari as well. Robert, even with his problems, he's up to P5 somehow. Oozing, I said that from P20 up to P6, a very good race. Brothers from P19 up to P8. From that point of view, good race, but probably expected a bit more. Gremic, I expected a lot more from him. Since, let me just check the flipping last year's result, because I flipping forgot which way it went. Was it Gremic or flipping Campa was second? Gremic second, so maybe he expected himself to be better, but I definitely expected himself to be up there. But unfortunately, it started all the way down from Q3 on his second run, third sector in there. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a race. A good race where, unfortunately, the flipping game decided to die on me a bit, which is really unfortunate. So yeah, next week is gonna be where is the flipping counter? There, with a lovely sprint weekend. So yeah, for T2, see you next week. But in terms of T1, see you in 45 minutes, less than that. So, by the way, Alex, remember that you are streaming. Because, you know, I can't. If we want that you are being heard. So, yeah. Next week is Portugal with the sprint race. So, for T2, see you next week. But for me, see you in 45 minutes. Ciao.